All right, everybody. Hey, it is it is I, Nathan Bonner, the artist and creator of Indavo, and the artist of Big Muddy Monster: A True Life Tale of Murfreesboro, about Murfreesboro, Illinois' very own cryptid, a Bigfoot-like creature. Anyway, that part is neither here nor there today. No. Today we are focusing in on. I don my anti-fouling glove here. Some animation. But it's different from the animation that we've been doing, or I've been doing, and you've been watching. Me do. This is actually going to be some frame-by-frame animation done here in Clip Paint Studio Pro. Oh yes. Now I've already kind of set some stuff up, and you can see some stuff on the screen. And let me explain what we will be doing here. Okay, so Clip Paint Studio Pro is a very, very, very fine illustration program, primarily made for comics, but it does have an animation feature. If you have the Pro MX, you can do more than a second worth of animation. I can do infinite animation. I popped this down, the cache down for that a long time ago. That's neither here nor there. What is important is that this is going to be a frame by frame, because what's happening is Ratty is zipping up her jumpsuit. Now, I had looked in Moho about how to do this, and it was going to be super complicated. So instead of doing a brand new uniform rig that would enable the jumpsuit to zip up, because right now the jumpsuit is just all basically one shape, I'd have to cut it down the middle, I have to separate it out, I have to make more points to kind of get it to zip together, and so we're just going to do this frame by frame. Now, so very important. So when you go to here, you go to New, and you go to animation. So it tells you exactly what your frame output's going to be, what your resolution's going to be. Okay, and this is very important over here on the timeline one. We've got a frame rate of 8. Okay, so this is called going on 3s. Going on 2s is 12 frames a second, which is most animation is done on that. There are some times that animation does go 24 frames per second. Anymore, that's usually computer assisted. The in-betweens are the in-betweens are done by AI, basically, kind of guesstimating between the two different keyframes how many you're ever going to be doing, generating those 2 or 3 frames. But we're not doing that either. So, and I do 8s because for most action scenes, 8s work really good, like most of your Gynax action scenes that you'd see in the classic days, or even the some of the opening bit of Dan to Dan season 2, as they're going through the tunnel. That's done on 3s. That's only at 8 frames a second to accentuate the action. Anyhow, so we're doing 8 frames. So there's only going to be 24 frames. I had to playback time set for 24 originally, but don't worry about that. Okay, so what I have in the background, what you're seeing here in these ghostly things, is the opacity turned down on 2 different videos. So I just basically, in Moho, had a camera move up and exported that out for both the jumpsuit and non-jumpsuit version of the Ratty character model. So overlaid them over each other, so we've got it. So the hand here is, I'm not even going to worry about that right now. That zipper hand will be done on a completely separate layer at a later time. But for right now, what we're going to focus on is actually doing the animation here. So, that being said, we have 1 frame already here. So we're going to grab our pencil tool, and we're going to grab our pen. I'm using a Huion Canvas 16, by the way, pen tablet. So that's what I'm doing here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to draw some things here. And we're going to put that in here. Okay, this is where the zipper circle will represent the zipper part, okay? So this will represent the seam. And there's the zipper right there. Here on this side to kind of sell it a bit more. Okay, that's a... Ooh. Whoa. It's not to do that. Okay, there's a bit of her abdominal line, or whatever we want to call that, there, and we're going to kind of do like maybe something there to get a little bit of what we would guess to be some slack. And of course, I did not set background music to loop. Rookie mistake. I keep making it. Okay, so this is frame. So like I said, this is all going to be red jumpsuit. Let me kind of go down here. So these are the two. If you look down here in the corner, so the two movies that I have, and this is going to be the frame. So we can hide those guys and take a look at our frame. That's pretty good. Like I said, the hand's going to be on a separate layer because I've probably put separate effects on that. So, okay, we're ready to move on. This is frame 1. Hey, that was pretty good. That was pretty easy. This is going to be no problem. Actually, we got to remember that fabric does kind of fold and bend and a little bit. So we need maybe to add a couple more lines here. Just kind of maybe sell that bit. I don't like that. So let's go back one more. We'll do a line here and a line here. Okay. That's a little bit better. That kind of gets us to the idea that we're going to be on the zip up here. Indeed. Okay, strengthen that line there. Strengthen that line there. Okay, so we're ready for the next frame. So in order to, down here at the timeline, you can see that we have all the layers. We have our paper in the back, and then we have our first movie, our second movie, and then here's where the animation folder where we're working right now. So we have one frame. This entire frame will go the entire 16 frames. 8 frames a second, 16 frames. Boom. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to make the next animation cell. So we go to right here, new animation cell. We click on that. Pow. Okay. So there you go, brand new blank slate. And what I had on, but should not have had on, was the onion skin. Okay, so onion skinning is a way that you'll be able to see what you've done and where you're going. What you've done will be in this nice kind of dark bluish purple, and then where you're going would be in green. So if I were to say, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and put a keyframe right about here. For S's and G's. Okay. I would not need that. But let's just say, for instance, we're going to do this, and just for an example type thing going right here. So kind of there. That right there. Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, so what we're doing is making sure that the zipper has something to zip into. I don't think I'm going to show the teeth. When I was really planning this up in Moho, I was like, I could definitely show the teeth of the zipper, but I don't think that is 100% necessary. Most of the reason why I did the Moho is, one, keep it close on model. If you've got the renderings from Moho, that you're sure to keep everything pretty close onto model. Make sure all the details are pretty close. And the other thing is it kind of does a lot of the heavy lifting, and all you have to do is focus then on the actual zipper part, which is what I'm doing right here. And also shaking the table as I'm making a point, which, okay, fine. Okay, so as you know, so this kind of represents the bulge of the uniform because it's not zipped up here, and it is zipped up here. So I think we're going to do like a little line right there, just kind of show that is still traveling with that. Okay, so go down to here, put that right out to there, make that right out here. Okay, so that's not bad. What we do need to do is we do need to add in this right here, and I'm going to go ahead and shade this bit in here, because that is her support undergarment. Let's just say that. Yeah. Okay. Put one on there, one there. Okay, bam. Okay, so now when we go back, we shouldn't have went back. We would go back. Here, I can't. Okay, good. So there's frame 2. So now when we go back to frame 2 here and hit new keyframe, and we turn on onion skin, now we have where we were and where we're going, which is really not that necessary at the moment. So for this type of animation, since we're kind of I'm just kind of rotoscoping things and adding a few extra details in there. But it is kind of nice to see that, I suppose. But it can be kind of confusing. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and take that and hide that for the moment and go back to here. Okay. Just to see where I've gone, and and we'll worry about where we're going later. Sure. Alrighty. So. Okay, we're just going to move this up just, looks like just a skosh. I'm going to move this right to here. Okay, this represents where the zipper will be, and there will be a tab that the hand will have in the overlay. That probably will not need to be animated, I would guess. Do I need the onion skin on right now? I don't even think so. But, oh, I guess I do for these. I guess I do a little bit, yeah. So we're gonna put little stress lines on there to put that there is some things that are being pulled on by the zipper. Outside line, there we go. It's pulling into the zipper, of course. It follows back over to here. Okay, that's good. Not bad. That's not bad. Let's go ahead and hide that. There. Okay. Okay, this is our starting point, and you can see that the cloth started to pull here. Kind of like that so far. So we're going to go on to frame 3. Create new keyframe. Brand new keyframe here. Bam. All right. So again, we're going to kind of turn on our onion skin briefly. Showing up. Well, no, I see it now. Yes, it's not going to go up because that is precisely the camera is moving, so everything's moving in the downward position. But wait, you say the zipper, has these two metal parts which should be visible. Well, I don't tend to do that, so we're just going to pretend like it's some incredible space zipper where you can't see the metal on the outside of the, just see the seam. Amazing space zippers. Yes. Whatever works. Okay, so we're gonna go back in here, and we'll say that's there, and we'll say that kind of maybe there, and put that down there. Okay, so basically we're going to say that this still is zipping in like so. Okay, ready for frame number 4. Well, it's actually 1C instead of 4 because I did make a keyframe, so everything between these, the in-betweens between the two keyframes are going to be sub. So this is 1A, 1B, 1C. It does that. Just maybe that's industry standard for animation. I don't do a lot of frame by frame, so I couldn't tell you. I wanted to be a frame by frame animator, but I decided that I would not be good at it. I'm kind of moderately okay at it. I try to do a little bit of frame by frame every Indavo episode, with the idea that eventually I will get better at it. But so far that may be slightly elusive. Yeah. Okay, so there, that right down. Oop. See, I'm going off track. Going off track on that. All right, let's change that. Going back a frame, I have decided that I got to be more careful. On track. That in there. Okay, now let's get back to the eraser. Erase that out, and now go back to the pencil. There we go, like so. Bam. Okay, there we go. All right, that's good. Now we're zipping up this torso fairly quickly. Yes. Okay, so let's continue working on the zipper parts here. Coming up to the pockets. And we're going to drop that to there, and we're going to drop that to there, and we'll put that pocket in here. Okay, ready for the next frame. Also, frame by frame, doing 8 frames a second is this is quicker. You're cutting a third of the work out, and you know, I'm about laziness. I mean, I'm about efficiency. I'm about efficiency. Totally about efficiency. That's what I'm about. Absolutely. Okay, got a little bit of the hip showing there, a little bit of the hip showing there. Make sure that we got her there. Oh, no. Go ahead and put those stress lines back into here. And maybe leave that up about there. Okay, that's not too bad. May need some cleanup here in a bit. I'm always very optimistic about these things. Okay, let's keep going. Even though the hand, as you can see, is getting lower, I'm going to try and keep it consistent on the pull because I think the hand's going to actually be static on the overlay hand. That will actually be the hand holding the zipper. Definitely try to do today. I should be able to do that today. It's going to be a quick art stream. These Saturday art streams probably can't go on too awful long, but I do. Go. I put that there, to that, to there, to that. That'd be right there. So. But I do like doing them. I try Friday nights, but sometimes things conspire to keep me from doing the Friday night art streams. Last night it was indeed the fact that the air conditioning had malfunctioned. And as you can see, very hot weather now. And a bunch of news flashes. A bunch of stuff I don't tend to care about. I don't know why. Thanks. That Google and Microsoft think I do care about it, but no, that's just what they do. There should be a navel coming up here. There should be a navel coming up here. Yes. Scandalous. Okay. Yeah, it should be right about. Okay, now we're not going to worry about that right now. What we are going to worry about is we're going to worry about. There it is. Pow. Okay, so we're going to go on to the next frame. Okay. And it there, and it's going to be right about there. Now we're going to have to put that in because that should be up here. Ah, dang it. Let's see, I've got a navel. Oh. There we go. So yes, the Scyllans are Scyllans have belly buttons, so it's very important. Forget that. Okay. Oh, do something. Very important. There we go. Alright, get her shorts on there. And we're past him. Alright. Meanwhile, up the torso. Ha 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 ha. There we go. That's got to go there, and there's got to be a second line there. What's happen? These two lines will straighten out into those once we get past them. And if I do my job right, ooh, wow. If I don't screw this up, it will look uber amazing. At least something somewhat passable anyway. Somewhat passable. There we go. What did I do that for? Because I was not paying attention. All right. And we should be past now. Y'all there. Okay, one more on that first second. One more frame. So this is it right here. Okay, so let's go put that in there. There. Perfect. Well, not really, but we'll just say this. And finally, these two lines here are going to stabilize into where they should be. And yes, pocketus here. There we go. All right. So, pulse pounding, I know. Going on over here. Okay. It's going to be a little bit more open. It's going to be a little bit more off her shoulders as we get to the top here. So that's got to be a little bit further out, like so. Okay, and that line is now just straight on down. And like that. So actually wave off just a little bit more, like that. Okay. And then we go to our two. We have to be two. See where we're at. Oh, well, I should have looked at that a little bit closer because you can see here that it needs to splay out a little bit more. So we're going to splay that out just a little bit more. See if I do that here. Yes. Okay, so we're going to start here. And we're going to take this out to there. It's about right there. Okay, take this out to here. So that's why you use your onion skins. Okay, now we're going to go to this one. See, and even more does it go. So that only makes a great deal of sense. So we're going to go right about here, right about to here, and we're going to go right about to, see, I knew this was on the way, but I wasn't using my tools effectively to actually anticipate it. But hey, it's okay. Ooh, that's really too thick. Let's take this down on that and get the eraser tool, and we'll just run this down. Okay, so we're going to run that down. We're going to run this over to here. We're going to run this over to here. Okay. Not too bad. Okay, now we're going to run that there, there, and there. We're going to put that there, and then these guys go down to here. Ah, bingo. All right, hey. Okay, so we're not going to do another keyframe like that. No, 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 no. We're just going to do it frame by frame. Kind of good idea. Sometimes an idea where we're going, but where we're going is right here at 16. This is where we're going. So technically not needed this time. Likely story, says he, says I. All right, so let's get this into here. Keeping in mind that, like I said, her uniform is going to be slightly more open. All right, so that's okay. So follow that through to right about to there. Right about to there. Okay. Actually, that's not quite correct. That is, this entire thing is blacked out now, isn't it? Yes, I believe it is. Let's check. Oh, no. Yep, totally blacked out. The line be there. Okay. Next frame up. Okay, and as the zipper closes, the kind of it being a little bit more off the shoulders will close up as we get closer to the top. We're not going to quite worry about that exactly just yet, but we will consider that to be maybe starting to really pull in. Okay, that's good. Be visible. That's gonna be too thick. Make sure that his lines don't get too crazy. All right, let's go to the next frame and see what we got. Okay. Oh, I've got the eraser on is what I've got. Yeah. Alrighty. Okay, so we're going up and over. So that's going to be tightened up down through here, and now the rest of this is going to tighten up. It should normally. So, right off. Not bad. Okay. So. A little bit more rounder to kind of sew that. Yeah, okay, that's not bad, not bad, not bad. Let's go back one. There we go. Go back a little bit more. Yeah, we'll go back a little bit more on this one. Hey, where you look at that? That's not looking so bad. Could be better. But, like I said, I am not the best frame-by-frame animator out there. I never claimed to be. Wow. Yeah. All right, so what we're going to say is that maybe this is a little bit... the Sulin symbol, which, if you have not noticed, that the Sulin symbol is actually the servitors, the circle with the T in it, except it's not a little triangle with a red dot in it. But it's like the servitors are basically the Sulin logo, and the Sulin logo are the servitors. It's a small touch. Now, why is that? I'm sure there's lore behind it. Who thought it was night? No. I'll make something convincing up later. Okay, so all right, hey, we're coming up to the Yo name badge. Badgeroonie. Okay, so this is going to be now over here. Looks like that's over here. This line is now there. That line is now there. It's kind of more of a reference than anything at this point. And we're going to go up. And over the color will be slightly laid out. And now that is right here. Still do those though. So now the symbol will be rectifying itself as we get closer to the top. Looks like we got some clavicle action going on here. Mapillary, something like that. So straighten this out to here. This is the name badge. It's gonna make a mess here if I don't sticken this up. All right, here we go. All right, let me get it a little bit closer here. I'm just kind of fudge these guys here. Ooh, let's go back down. Or smart, I would put that in there and just manipulate that once it's in After Effects. I may do. I'll leave that here for now. Okay, you can see here that this triangle represents where the zipper is going to stop. So we're getting close to the end here. Whoa, that is too thick. That down a little bit. Ooh. Okay. All right. It's a little thick on the other side. I think we'll be fine. Okay, Control 0 gets us back to our regular view. Well, I think it's fine. I will use the line tools to do this. In fact, I did see an animator who does anime in Japan, and he was using Clippace Studio Pro, and he was, instead of using like the ink pen to do the inking, he was using the line tool with the curved line to do the inking. Something to consider. Because it's very consistent. Now, if you're doing something like a Star Blazer's Aliji Matsumoto special, the brushwork's got to be there, so you got to use your pen tool, definitely. But if you're doing something more traditional, kind of shonen anime now, all the lines are incredibly consistent anymore. Okay, that being said, ooh, sorry, that line tool right there. Some of the Tezuka School of Animation books, and he talks about the various line lengths to kind of sell the ideas of light and shadow in line work, which, that there's something to be said for that. Absolutely. But alrighty. Ah, actually, not, are we? Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and put this in here as a reference right now. But what I think, I'll put that on another layer. Aha! Put what on the other layer, you may be asking? Well, I'm going to put the handkerchief flap, which would be down. She'll have to stuff it into her collar later. But I will put that in on another layer. Okay, we'll put that right there. Lighter on the... Okay. Okay. So what we're going to say is that this is pretty much, well, maybe just a little bit closer. It's being pulled in, let's say, to its proper position. Same with the name badge, being pulled into the proper position. Okay. Not bad, not bad. Actually, the collar would probably be down and a little bit like that. Okay, so that's what the collar is going to be. All right, on to the next frame. Okay, now we're getting down to it. All right, now I'm going to say that the name badge and our Suin logo are 157% dead on. There we go. Fix it in post. Oh, no. I gotta be careful. Oh, wait. Let me go back one. Okay. Yes, some changes have to be made to the zipper structure because the zipper stops here. So therefore, it's going to be here. It's going to be here. Go ahead and make the end of the zipper here. End of the zipper here. Just get that out to there. Get that out to there. That goes there. That goes there. Aha! Okay. Turn that back on. Let's go back out to frame 8. See where we're at with things, because that's not how it should go. Let's see here. Aha! Yes. Rookie mistake almost made there. So it's gonna come together. No, it'll be right about there. That's right in the first place. Trust your instincts. Go with your conscious self and animate on instinct, as they say. Okay, so. Add one of those lines in there. There we go. We're 15, and here we are. We are at 16. So this is it. We are going to the final. So it's final. So the hand will have to move up slightly, but that's okay. That can be done on frame animation. Not level. Or layer animation, sorry, not frame animation. Frame animation is what I'm doing. It's going to be pretty static. You need to draw 16 drawings of a hand pulling a zipper here. But that should draw everything over and over to there. Okay, so what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and put the lines for that. That flap's going to cover most of that. That flap's going to have to bulge up on it. It's going to already be down. I'll just stuff it in later. Yeah, totally. Okay, so let's see what we've got. Let's hide some extra layers here. We don't need that anymore. And we don't need that anymore. Okay, I want to take off the onion skin. Back to frame 1. See what we got. And we'll hold on frame 16 once we get there. Alrighty, 2 seconds of zipper action. Woo! Pulse pounding. Let me tell you what, son. Alright. I'm going to hold that for half a second. Go to frame 19 so it'll hold that. Okay, there we go. We'll hold that one for just a few frames. I could probably take it up to 24. Alright. Yeah, 23. That's what we're holding. Okay. Things we need to do. Okay. Well, one, we need a hand. Oh, indeed, we do. Yeah, we need a hand layer here. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to make a new animation. New animation folder. Okay, so. We just need one cell. It just should only be one cell. So this is the part where we need a hand. I'm gonna check the Google Images real quick for some reference material. It's always good to draw from life, as they say. All right. That has been procured. All right. We've got some reference material. So what we're going to do now is we're going to make our zipper. This little dot here has just basically been our doodad, our reference for where the zipper will be at. So what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of make something a little bit more. But wait, you're saying. This doesn't show up on her model. We're just going to fudge it and say that it's there all the time. I did not take time to actually make a zipper on her actual mobile model. To be rather pedantic, and I'm not going to worry about it. That being the case, we're not going to worry about it. So there we go. So the hand will go in. Okay, there we go. Get some knuckles in here. We're going to make sure this hand seems a little bit more. Does she have nails? Well, let's start with she has nails. Oh, but she's a lady. Well, yes, but she's also a dock worker. So, I mean, how practical are nails when you're perpetually breaking them inside that work suit of hers? I mean, honestly, not very practical. So, Louise, on the other hand, Louise would have nails. Absolutely. No question about that. Again, a big thanks to the voice actors behind Indavo. They all have done a spectacular job. Okay, well, this will have to move a little bit in post. I'll put that layer out separately, and it will go. It'll end up here. Don't worry, but this layer will be done separately. Okay, there is one more bit of animation that I do need, and that is very much at the very end of it. So let's go to another new animation mixer on frame 1. Go to new animation folder. Okay, new timeline started. Okay, so we're gonna need I'm gonna need a blank frame right about. All right, yeah, let me turn that on. Okay, let's turn this on. Right about here is where we're gonna need this. Okay, this is going to be the kerchief, the ascot, the neckerchief. Comes standard in all Zulin uniforms. Let's make sure that onion skin is on. Oh, well, we did not do that right there. No, we did not. That's kind of that. It's got to stay blank until we are ready for it. And are we ready for it? The answer is yes, we are ready. All right, so blank until you get to this frame. And so it will hold through there, and at this frame, well, actually, it should be this frame. Ah, dagnammit. Let me see. Yeah, right here. No, it would be right here. It would be right here. No, probably lower. No, okay, it's got to be right here. Okay. Trying to figure out how low the neckerchief would go. And the answer is pretty darn low. Okay, so we're just going to toss that in here, right here. Bam. All right, so. Oh, dagnabbit. Got to make. Okay, let's put that in here. About 13 right here. New. Oh. Animation folder, right there, 13. Here. There. Okay, let's save that to make sure we got it. Okay, now I've got it where it needs to be. So let's go ahead and put that in here like we had before. This time it will be right. To maybe get this to be, do I need that? Do I need that? Do I need that? I need that, yes I do. Yeah, I need that there. Okay, so we're gonna do new keyframe. I need that on there. I guess I do. There is a extra frame there that does not need to be there because I was on the wrong one. I see. There we go. Okay, now we're going to put in our second frame up here in the right time. We put another one down here because I have both of them selected. Oof. Dang it. It's going to be right up here. All right, there we go. Yay. Oh, it's going to cover a clavicle. Yeah, well, of course it is. That's just how it goes. That's just how it goes. I'll cover bits of her hand, too. That lovingly rendered hand we just did. It's fine. Frame there. Covers up a lot of this detail, honestly. Really thought this through a little bit more. Yeah. Never animate that which will not be seen. Yes, of course. Well, let's redo that a little bit here. Let's do that a little bit out. That there, and go to here. It's really draping over the hand. There we go. Like that. Okay, and now we're going to hold at frame 16. Oh, that doesn't need to be here. That is frame 16. Now something was going to have to be done with that hand. I'm going to alter that hand a little bit. Well, maybe I will have to do something with that hand. So slightly. I have to rotate ever so slightly, but I think it will still be a-okay. Okay. So there we go. Let's see what we've got here. Let's get rid of that. Find out our movie. Don't need any more. Okay, let's see what we've got. All right, hey, we got zipper action. Yay. All right. So, now, in the meantime, I'm going to go down here and hit save. Okay, so we have inked out everything. Yay. I mean, penciled out everything. Now comes the inking part of it. And this is the a little bit interesting, but we are running low on time. Unfortunately, on Saturdays, don't have a lot of time. I only have 6 minutes left. So what we're going to do, I'll just go ahead and quickly kind of walk you through. I'll select this animation folder. We're going to do animation folder here, and we're going to put a new in there. Okay, so basically what we're going to end up doing is we go over to our pen tool. We're going to go 15. Yeah, we'll go 15 on this. And I'm going to draw. Basically, we will now trace over our pencils. And some things which can't be filled in will be filled in automatically. Pow. And we're going to go in here and clean that up a bit because I don't like how that looks at all. See, that's using the pen tool, so your lines are going to be a little bit more inconsistent, but that's not entirely too terribly bad, I don't think. Ooh, I did see something going on there. I don't like that. What is that? Oh, that is my anti-aliasing is on everything, because this is basically treated as a new install. Oh, boo. Well, that's terrible. Anyway, Let's make sure that we got anti-aliasing. What do you think I have it on? No, I don't want it on. Why is anti-alias? I know. Other people use it for other things, but yeah, I don't like anti-aliasing because it always just stupid, and I don't know why. But there we go. It'll be okay. So basically, the background's going to be red. Skin color here, gray here. Bam. So that's the. This is the process. It will not render out down here, so I'm not going to worry about that. That's not going to be visible. None of this will be visible down here. I'm just going to take that out. Okay, so that's look in there a little bit. I'm going to redo that. There we go. Hey, so that's the process. So basically, it'd be inking each frame. Once each frame has been inked, color will be added in, and this thing will be then exported into After Effects and incorporated and rendered out, compiled into a movie, which will then edit into the rest of it. And you won't even be able to tell that it suddenly went to crappy frame by frame animation. Except you will. It's okay. The kind of the point of this is to, like I said, always try and do at least some frame by frame to try to get better. And this is my attempt at that. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Well, okay. Well, that's the process for today. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up this live stream. That was the pencils, frame by frame animation. Now it's just the cleanup mode. Changing over to ink, getting the colors in there, and exporting all that out into After Effects. Oh, I should mention this on the export. Okay, so I have animated at 8 frames a second, but in After Effects, everything's 24. And you think, oh my gosh, are you just going to get 8 images that it's going to try to put together? It won't last 2 seconds. It'll be a blip. It'll be over way before. No. They, Clip Paint Studio Pro, the makers of Clip Paint Studio Pro, they are very, very clever. They know that even though you're drawing only 8 frames a second, you're going to want those 24 frames whenever you export this into After Effects or whatever program you're using to compile images and turn them into a movie, composite them together and turn them into an actual video file. They know. So they're giving you 24 frames. You will get 3 copies of each of your animation frames in there to get to 24. It is beautiful. It is genius. There's far-reaching, brainiac level 4D chess thinking there, and I applaud them heartily. So congratulations, guys. You did great. So, as always, be sure to check out the next episode of Indavo coming out sometime this fall, early winter, or you can always watch episode 1 or any numerous live stream. I should really make some shorts. YouTube is on me to actually make some shorts out of the current episode, and I should really do that sometime. But as you can imagine, time is a bit of a commodity that I have problems with. So, all right. Thank you all for watching, and